Day 243. 2 Corinthians 4. 1. Because of this, it has not been tiresome to us in this ministry which we hold, as mercy has been upon us. 2. But we reject shameful cover-ups and we do not walk in craftiness, neither do we deny the word of Jehovah, but we display our souls in the revelation of the truth to all the minds of the children of men before Jehovah. 3. But if our gospel is covered up, it is covered up to those who are lost. For those whose intellects the Jehovah of this world has blinded, because they do not believe, lest the light of the gospel of the glory of the Messiah, who is the image of Jehovah, should dawn upon them. 5. For we have not been preaching ourselves, but the Messiah Yeshua, our Elohim, but we ourselves are your servants for Yeshua's sake. 6. For Jehovah, who spoke that light would shine out of the darkness, has dawned in our hearts that we would be enlightened with the knowledge of the glory of Jehovah in the face of Yeshua the Messiah. 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the greatness of the power would be from Jehovah and not from us. 8. For we are squeezed in all things, but we are not strangled, we are harassed, but we are not condemned. 9. We are persecuted, but we are not forsaken, we are cast down, but we are not defeated. 10. We bear at all times in our bodies the dying of Yeshua, that the life also of Yeshua may be revealed in our bodies. 11. For if we, the living, are delivered to death for the sake of Yeshua, so also the life of Yeshua will be revealed in this, our mortal body. 12. Now death labors in us and life in you. 13. Therefore, we also in whom is that one spirit of faith, as it is written, I have believed, because of this I also have spoken, we believe, because of this we also speak. 14. And we know that he who raised our Elohim Yeshua shall also raise us up by Yeshua and shall bring us with you to him. 15. For everything is for your sakes, and when grace abounds, thanksgiving will abound by the many to the glory of Jehovah. 16. Because of this, it is not tiresome to us, for even if our external person is being destroyed, on the other hand, that which is from within is renewed day by day. 17. For the suffering of this time, while very small and swift, prepares us great glory without limits for the eternity of eternities. 18. For we do not rejoice in those things that are seen, but in these things that are unseen. For things seen are time-related, but those things that are unseen are eternal. Numbers 14. 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept all that night. 2. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron, and all the congregation said to them, 3. Would we had died in the land of Egypt! Or in this wilderness, would we had died! And why does Elohim bring us into this land to fall in war? Our wives and our children shall be for a prey, now then it is better to return into Egypt. 4. And they said one to another, Let us make a ruler, and return into Egypt. 5. And Moses and Aaron fell upon their face before all the congregation of the children of Israel. 6. But Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, of the number of them that spied out the land, rent their garments. 7. And spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, The land which we surveyed is indeed extremely good. 8. If Elohim choose us, he will bring us into this land, and give it us, a land which flows with milk and honey. 9. Only depart not from Elohim, and fear ye not the people of the land, for they are meat for us, for the season of prosperity is departed from them, but Elohim is among us, fear them not. 10. And all the congregation bade stone them with stones, and the glory of Elohim appeared in the cloud on the tabernacle of witness to all the children of Israel. 11. And Elohim said to Moses, How long does this people provoke me? And how long do they refuse to believe me for all the signs which I have wrought among them? 12. I will smite them with death, and destroy them, and I will make of thee and of thy father's house a great nation, and much greater than this. 13. And Moses said to Elohim, So Egypt shall hear, for thou hast brought up this people from them by thy might. 14. Moreover all the dwellers upon this land have heard that thou art Elohim in the midst of this people, who, O Elohim, art seen by them face to face, and thy cloud rests upon them, and thou goest before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, and by night in a pillar of fire. 15. And if thou shalt destroy this nation as one man, then all the nations that have heard thy name shall speak, saying. 16. Because Elohim could not bring this people into the land which he sware to them, he has overthrown them in the wilderness. 17. And now, O Elohim, let thy strength be exalted, as thou spakest, saying. 18. Elohim is long-suffering and merciful, and true, removing transgressions and iniquities and sins, and he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the sins of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation. 19 Forgive this people their sin according to thy great mercy, as thou wast favorable to them from Egypt until now. 20 And Elohim said to Moses, I am gracious to them according to thy word. 21 But as I live and my name is living, so the glory of Elohim shall fill all the earth. 22 For all the men who see my glory, and the signs which I wrought in Egypt, and in the wilderness, and have tempted me this 10th time, and have not hearkened to my voice. 23 Surely they shall not see the land, which I swear to their fathers, but their children which are with me here, as many as know not good or evil, every inexperienced youth, to them will I give the land, but none who have provoked me shall see it. 24 But my servant Chaleb, because there was another spirit in him, and he followed me, I will bring him into the land into which he entered, and his seed shall inherit it. 25 But Amalek and the Canaanite dwell in the valley, tomorrow turn and depart for the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. 26 And Elohim spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, 27 How long shall I endure this wicked congregation? I have heard their murmurings against me, even the murmuring of the children of Israel, which they have murmured concerning you. 28 Say to them, As I lived saith Elohim, surely as ye spoke into my ears, so will I do to you. 29 Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all those of you that were reviewed, and those of you that were numbered from 20 years old and upward, all that murmured against me. 30 Ye shall not enter into the land for which I stretched out my hand to establish you upon it, except only Chaleb the son of Jephone, and Joshua the son of Now. 31 And your little ones, who ye said should be a prey, them will I bring into the land, and they shall inherit the land, which ye rejected. 32 And your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness. 33 And your sons shall be fed in the wilderness 40 years, and they shall bear your fornication, until your carcasses be consumed in the wilderness. 34 According to the number of the days during which ye spied the land, 40 days, a day for a year, ye shall bear your sins 40 years, and ye shall know my fierce anger. 35 I Elohim have spoken, surely will I do thus to this evil congregation that has risen up together against me, in this wilderness they shall be utterly consumed, and there they shall die. 36 And the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land, and who came and murmured against it to the assembly so as to bring out evil words concerning the land. 37 The men that spoke evil reports against the land, even died of the plague before Elohim. 38 And Joshua the son of Now and Chaleb the son of Jephone still lived of those men that went to spy out the land. 39 And Moses spoke these words to all the children of Israel, and the people mourned exceedingly. 40 And they rose early in the morning and went up to the top of the mountain, saying, Behold, we that are here will go up to the place of which Elohim has spoken, because we have sinned. 41 And Moses said, Why do ye transgress the word of Elohim? Ye shall not prosper. 42 Go not up, for Elohim is not with you, so shall ye fall before the face of your enemies. 43 For Amalek and the Canaanite are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye have disobeyed Elohim and turned aside, and Elohim will not be among you. 44 And having forced their passage, they went up to the top of the mountain, but the ark of the covenant of Elohim and Moses stirred not out of the camp. 45 And Amalek and the Canaanite that dwelt in that mountain came down, and routed them, and destroyed them unto Hermon, and they returned to the camp. Jeremiah 12. One righteous art thou, O Elohim, that I may make my defense to thee, yea, I will speak to thee of judgments. Why is it that the way of ungodly men prospers? That all had deal very treacherously are flourishing. 2 Thou hast planted them, and they have taken root, they have begotten children, and become fruitful, thou art near to their mouth, and far from their reins. 3 But thou, Elohim, knowest me, thou hast proved my heart before thee, purify them for the day of their slaughter. 4 How long shall the land mourn, and the grass of the field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell in it? The beasts and birds are utterly destroyed, because the people said, Jehovah shall not see our ways. 5 Thy feet run, and they cause thee to faint, how wilt thou prepare to ride upon horses? And thou hast been confident in the land of thy peace. How wilt thou do in the roaring of Jordan? 6 For even thy brethren and the house of thy father, even these have dealt treacherously with thee, and they have cried out, they are gathered together in pursuit of thee, trust not thou in them, though they shall speak fair words to thee. 7 I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage, I have given my beloved one into the hands of her enemies. 8 My inheritance has become to me as a lion in a forest, she has uttered her voice against me, therefore have I hated her. 9 Is not my inheritance to me a hyena's cave, or a cave round about her. Go ye, gather together all the wild beasts of the field, and let them come to devour her. 10 Many shepherds have destroyed my vineyard, they have defiled my portion, they have made my desirable portion a trackless wilderness. 11 It is made a complete ruin, for my sake the whole land has been utterly ruined, because there is none that lays the matter to heart. 12 The ravagers are come to every passage in the wilderness, for the sword of Elohim will devour from one end of the land to the other, no flesh has any peace. 13 Sow wheat, and reap thorns, their portions shall not profit them, be ashamed of your boasting, because of reproach before Elohim. 14 For thus saith Elohim, concerning all the evil neighbors that touch mine inheritance, which I have divided to my people Israel, behold, I will draw them away from their land, and I will cast out Judah from the midst of them. 15 And it shall come to pass, after I have cast them out, that I will return, and have mercy upon them, and will cause them to dwell every one in his inheritance, and every one is his land. 16 And it shall be, if they will indeed learn the way of my people, to swear by my name, saying, Elohim lives, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall that nation be built in the midst of my people. 17 But if they will not return, then will I cut off that nation with utter ruin and destruction. Jeremiah 13. 1 Thus saith Elohim, Go and procure for thyself a linen girdle, and put it about thy loins, and let it not be put in water. 2 So I procured the girdle according to the word of Elohim, and put it about my loins. 3 And the word of Elohim came to me, saying, 4 Take the girdle that is upon thy loins, and arise, and go to the Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole of the rock. 5 So I went, and hid it by the Euphrates, as Elohim commanded me. 6 And it came to pass after many days, that Elohim said to me, Arise, go to the Euphrates, and take thence the girdle, which I commanded thee to hide there. 7 So I went to the river Euphrates, and dug, and took the girdle out of the place where I had buried it, and, behold, it was rotten, utterly good for nothing. 8 And the word of Elohim came to me, saying, Thus saith Elohim. 9 Thus will I mar the pride of Judah, and the pride of Jerusalem. 10 Even this great pride of the men that will not hearken to my words, and have gone after strange gods, to serve them, and to worship them, and they shall be as this girdle, which can be used for nothing. 11 For as a girdle cleaves about the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave to myself the house of Israel, and the whole house of Judah, that they might be to me a famous people, and a praise, and a glory, but they did not hearken to me. 12 And thou shalt say to this people, Every bottle shall be filled with wine, and it shall come to pass, if they shall say to thee, Shall we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? That thou shalt say to them. 13 Thus saith Elohim, Behold, I will fill the inhabitants of this land, and their kings the sons of David that sit upon their throne, and the priests, and the prophets, and Judah and all the dwellers in Jerusalem, with strong drink. 14 And I will scatter them a man and his brother, and their fathers and their sons together, I will not have compassion, saith Elohim, and I will not spare, neither will I pity to save them from destruction. 15 Hear ye, and give ear, and be not proud, for Elohim has spoken. 16 Give glory to Elohim your Jehovah, before he cause darkness, and before your feet stumble on the dark mountains, and ye shall wait for light, and behold the shadow of death, and they shall be brought into darkness. 17 But if ye will not hearken, your soul shall weep in secret because of pride, and your eyes shall pour down tears, because Elohim's flock is sorely bruised. 18 Say ye to the king and the princes, Humble yourselves, and sit down, for your crown of glory is removed from your head. 19 The cities toward the south were shut, and there was none to open them. Judah is removed into captivity, they have suffered a complete removal. 20 Lift up thine eyes, O Jerusalem, and behold them that come from the north, where is the flock that was given thee, the sheep of thy glory? 21 What wilt thou say when they shall visit thee, for thou didst teach them lessons for rule against thyself, shall not pangs seize thee as a woman in travail? 22 And if thou shouldest say in thine heart, Wherefore have these things happened to me? Because of the abundance of thine iniquity have thy skirts been discovered, that thine heels might be exposed. 23 If the Ethiopian shall change his skin, or the leopardess her spots, then shall ye be able to do good, having learnt evil. 24 So I scattered them as sticks carried by the wind into the wilderness. 25 Thus is thy lot, and the reward of your disobedience to me, saith Elohim, as thou didst forget me, and trust in lies. 26 I also will expose thy skirts upon thy face, and thy shame shall be seen. 27 Thine adultery also, and thy neighing, and the looseness of thy fornication, on the hills and in the fields I have seen thine abominations. Woe to thee, O Jerusalem, for thou hast not been purified so as to follow me, how long yet shall it be? Psalms 140. 1 For the end, a psalm of David. Rescue me, O Elohim, from the evil man, deliver me from the unjust man. 2 Who have devised injustice in their hearts, all the day they prepared war. 3 They have sharpened their tongue as the tongue of a serpent, the poison of asps is under their lips. Pause. 4 Keep me, O Elohim, from the hand of the sinner, rescue me from unjust men, who have purposed to overthrow my goings. 5 The proud have hid a snare for me, and have stretched out ropes for snares for my feet, they set a stumbling block for me near the path. Pause. 6 I said to Elohim, Thou art my Jehovah, hearken, O Elohim, to the voice of my supplication. 7 O Elohim Jehovah, the strength of my salvation, Thou hast screened my head in the day of battle. 8 Deliver me not, O Elohim, to the sinner, according to my desire, they have devised mischief against me, forsake me not lest they should be exalted. Pause. 9 As for the head of them that compass me, the mischief of their lips shall cover them. 10 Coals of fire shall fall upon them on the earth, and thou shalt cast them down in afflictions, they shall not bear up under them. 11 A talkative man shall not prosper on the earth, evils shall hunt the unrighteous man to destruction. 12 I know that Elohim will maintain the cause of the poor, and the right of the needy ones. 13 Surely the righteous shall give thanks to thy name, the upright shall dwell in thy presence.